Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Dark Souls tutorial run series. I believe this is episode 5 and I know that I haven't uploaded a Dark Souls tutorial video in quite a while and I do apologise. This video has been sat on my PlayStation for probably like a good few years now, I'd imagine. So yeah, no, I've really put off doing this video, but I'm going to try to get back on with it. And I've just sped up the part of the video here because I'm just showing running from Firelink Shrine to the next area that we need to be going to, and I do recommend going from Firelink Shrine as you'll get the extra 5 Estus flasks due to having a bonfire that has a firekeeper at said bonfire. And there's not many enemies you got to run through. You just come down these stairs and you'll come across this door. Just pop that bad boy open and you'll be heading down to the depths. And from here you're going to run into a few different enemies. You're going to run into the basic undeads that we've been dealing with. Like we're going to have the ones with the broken swords. There's also going to be a few with torches. I think they'll hit a bit harder just for the fact that they'll be doing fire damage. But all in all, they're just as easy to take down as these guys. I think they might do a little bit more damage even if you have your shield up, just due to the fact of it being fire damage. But other than that, you should have a pretty easy time with them, and if you've done what I've done and come from Firelink Shrine, then you're going to have a few extra Estus flasks to spare. Get a cheeky little soul here, which again, at this point, they're probably not going to be giving you too many souls for the souls that you are collecting, but it doesn't really matter. The more souls you have, the better. You know, need to be able to use that stuff for upgrading, leveling up, buying stuff, all that good stuff. And yeah, as you can see, there's a few of the undeads down here. Make easy work of them. And I think we've got another torch one over here. I think he gets a few hits in on me, or at least he gets one in. Oh, we've got a little fella hiding behind the pillar. Look. Then yeah, once again, give him the old one bomb. And down below, you can kind of just see it. You've got a new enemy, one of the butcher ladies. They can hit quite hard. I've also got the dogs down here. The dogs aren't really that bad. They just jump about a bit. And again, if you've got a shield, you'll be able to protect yourself quite easily. And the sword makes easy work of them. And because here I didn't want to get the attention of the butcher right away, I wanted to just get the attention of the dog, so I equipped a throwing knife just to get a hit in on it, get its attention, bring it over, and then finish it off. And now we've also got the attention of the butcher, but it's fine because it's going to be a one-on-one fight, but as you can see in a second, just one hit, and it's done like almost half of my health down. So they do hit hard. And you've got to be careful, because you know, if you take too many hits, you're gonna die. But they don't attack too fast, and you're able to get backstabs on them. So as long as you just play it cool, avoid the attacks well, or block the attacks, either get behind them for backstabs or a good bit of damage, or you know, just time your attacks, you'll eventually take them down. You also get the sack headgear here, and I'll give you all a moment just to read the lore or whatever it is of the description of the mask. I'm not entirely sure why I even included this bit, honestly. Like, looking back at it, I would have just done it more on the figure. I was like, yeah, so this is what we just picked up. Then let's get on with it. But yeah, get the large ember, and this is an item that you can give to Andre back in the undead parish, or parish, whatever it's called. I believe it's him you give it to anyway, because I don't see why it'd give you a ember for a different blacksmith at this moment in time. And then yeah, more dogs down here, except down here they're a little bit more annoying to fight, as we're in a bit of a deep water, so we can't really sprint around or have as much movement speed as we would if we weren't in the water. Though, if you can get I believe it's a rusted iron ring, lets you move faster whilst you are in like a water or in a body of water or swamp, anything like that. But also, yeah, I think it depends on like how deep the water is. If it's just shallow water, then you shouldn't have a issue with moving about. And coming into this room here, you're going to come across a new NPC. I believe he's a pyromancer, which, looking at it now, I don't think I've ever actually really used pyromancies in Dark Souls, or spells or anything for that matter, so I definitely think I need to give like a magic build a go at some point, as I feel like that could be quite fun. As I've recently done one in Dark Souls 2, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. At first I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this, but over time, like, you actually start to get some pretty good spells, and it's good fun. But yeah, as for Dark Souls 1, in terms of like magic and pyromancies and whatnot, I'm not too knowledgeable on that. Also, I don't know why I'm just standing around for a bit here. I don't... What am I doing? There we go, yeah, back to it. So yeah, after that we head down this way, and then I believe one of the butchers show up from behind. Yep. I'd like to know where they came from, because I actually don't know where else they could have come from, but they nearly have me out here. I got a little bit worried because I'm like getting my heels off, and I'm like, oh, if they get like one or two more good hits in on me, I'm done for. But I'm able to get behind them, get the backstab in, and then once we get up, just easily finish them off. Now from here, it's just a simple case of opening the door and heading down the stairs. Now, you've got to be careful here. You'll see an item on the side, on the left side of the room, but the second you go towards it, you're going to get grabbed by the slime, which this thing does nearly kill me. I only have like a little bit of health left, so I'm quite fortunate that I didn't get killed by this slime. I take this moment just to run up the stairs, get some healing in, just to play it safe. And I'm assuming at this point I'm trying to see if I've got like a better suited weapon, because I think they might be weak to a certain type of damage. I just can't remember what. So either that, or I just decided to check my inventory for absolutely no good reason, but who knows. Also had this guy come out of nowhere. I'm assuming that he came in from the next room over. And there we go, get a soul of a nameless soldier, I believe that was. And now we can continue through here. And I believe, yeah, once you come through this door, you've got to be careful in this room, because there's a bunch of slimes that will try to drop down on you. And one of them gets me once again. Luckily I've got more health this time, so I'm not as worried about getting caught by them. But now, because I didn't make it through, I've got to fight through a wall. So yeah, once again, I'm just speeding this up just so you're not having to sit here for like an entire minute or so watching me smack about a bunch of slimes. But yeah, because I've got the dragon sword, or whatever it's called, it's, you know, it gets through them pretty quickly. So it's weird, because like even though I've sped it up, like watching it back, it still feels like it takes a while. But when you're actually playing through it, it doesn't. Also, this guy nearly messes me up, so yeah, that's why, again, you got to be careful with the undead fellas of the torches. Also, another reason to take the master key is to get this area open early, so you can get the bonfire. I think there is a key you can find down here that lets you open this later on, but honestly, why do that where you can get the master key and not only open up this area, but a whole bunch of other areas as well. And seeing as we're at the next bonfire, I thought I'd quickly take this moment to go over the weapon that I'm going to be using at some point throughout this playthrough, and that is the Gravelord sword. Now, I don't know what the original base damage is, as the screenshot that I got from one of my other characters, the weapon was fully upgraded. So the Gravelord sword plus 5 will do 397 base damage, which is really good in my opinion. However, both the strength and the dex scaling are really bad. So if you're looking for a weapon that's going to scale much better, then I wouldn't recommend using this. and I'll have a look at trying to find some better ones for future videos, perhaps. And for the requirements, you're going to need 24 points in strength and 13 in dex. Now, from here, once you've got up from the bonfire, we're going to have to go and fight a little torch fella again. But, you know, we're a bit more prepared now. Doesn't get hit on us. And from here, you just want to go down these stairs. And I believe, through here. And there should be some rats throughout this section. Probably want to mess them up because I don't know if they'll end up like this one. He ends up trying to fight me, but I don't know if that's because I started on them first. I'm not really sure. But either way, yeah, they'll poison you. So I'd recommend having some of that purple moss stuff on you. Don't use the one with like the little white particles, however, as you'll want to save them for if you get the toxic effect, which is basically the poison effect, just much more severe, so you don't want to be dealing with any of that. Also, make sure that you don't get hit by that rat that jumps out of the box at you. I think if you've got a shield though, you should be able to deal with that perfectly fine. Then yeah, clearing up a few more rats, we get the sewer chamber key, which I believe will open up the bonfire room we were just in. So if you don't have the master key, then I do recommend going and quickly giving that a try, just on the off chance that it is the right key, because you don't want to have to make the entire run back here just to, you know, go through the area when you could have a bonfire that's much closer, and you know, it just saves you a lot of hassle. Now through here you're going to find a few bigger rats and one of those trident fellas. I don't know what their name is or are, but yeah, so they'll end up buffing the 3 rats down there, so you don't want to go running in head first to try and deal with them. Here I was like, I'm gonna try bait the trident fella. I'm gonna try bait him out so I can single him out, deal with him, and then hopefully that will cancel the buff on the rest of the rats. But I try waiting here for a bit, and he just keeps trying to cast spells at me. So in the end, I give it another go. And admittedly, I think if I just kept blasting him with like arrows and throwing knives, I might have been fine. So maybe I should have just done that instead. But I think I end up just losing my patience with it, and I go down there, get the plunge attack, finish him off, but then I get surrounded by the rats and they just absolutely annihilate me. So yeah, you don't really want to get caught up in that. So now that we're back here once again, we're going to just equip a bow. I've tried to do this a bit different this time. I didn't want to run in their head first once again, and thought it will make it easier for baiting them out one at a time. So get the shot on this one pretty easy. He comes up, and because it's just one of them, instead of having to deal with all 3, I'm able to just take him out really easily. This one, I'd recommend you got to stand further to the side because you're going to hit an invisible barrier. Or I don't know if my aim was just off and I ended up just shooting it right into that wooden pole there. But either way, yeah, that makes the second one easy to take care of once again, and this one will just come up on its own. Ain't really got to worry about it now because it's the last one left. And then from here, I'm going to end up going over there, but honestly, because this recording's quite old, some of this stuff that I'm doing, I'm even surprising myself with, because I don't know why I'm there just running around in circles or whatever. But 2 more rats are going to come out of these boxes. Just, once again, take them down. These boxes are fine. I think at this point I'm quite paranoid with boxes, so I'm literally smacking every box I end up seeing. But yeah, I think from this point we're pretty much safe. So we're just going to keep going and head back down the way we came. This time we're going to be heading through the tunnel here. I think this rat tries leading us somewhere, but I end up killing it before it actually goes anywhere. Now, coming through this bit, I do take the wrong path, I believe, because I think there are a few ways to get about here, and there's like a better path to take to get to the section I end up going to. But first, once again, we've got this slime to get through. There we go. And now we're just going to come around the corner here. I try make a jump over this part here. Because I see the item and I'm like, I reckon I can jump that. It was a second ago to do it. I think you might be able to jump it, but I think I just messed up and didn't jump on time. So now I've got to put up with the basilisks. Now the basilisks, whilst they are pretty easy to kill, they do have the curse effect, which, as you can see when I get caught in that cloud of smoke there, it starts building up the cursor limit. And if your curse limit gets to full, then you die, and when you respawn, you're stuck with half health, and there's only, I believe, 1 or 2 ways to get rid of it. But the only way I can think of at the moment is using one of the curse stones, or whatever they're called. And with that, you use it, and it will get rid of any curse effect that you have on you. Now, with this bit, I am a little bit confused. I end up spending a bit of time running about, so I am just going to trim this bit down in a sec, just letting you know. So I'll keep this bit in because it shows, yeah, there's more basilisks, so you want to be prepared for that. And on the off chance that there's any items around that corner. Am I not even... Oh, I didn't see there's another basilisk up there by the looks of it. So I guess I bait that one down, or does it just make its way down and drop down the hole? Or one more? I guess I'm just going to take it out before it even gets here, yeah. So yeah, deal with that one upstairs. And it doesn't seem like there's any items back here. And then going up the stairs where I just found that basilisk, turns out, yep, surprise, surprise, there's another drop, and it's literally just taken me back down to where I was. But we do find the Ring of the Evil Eye, or whatever, something like that. Ring of the Evil Eye. Oh yeah, no, it is Ring of the Evil Eye. And I think that basically just makes it so when you... I can't remember if it's when you... Every time you hit an enemy, or every time you eliminate an enemy, you'll get a little bit of HP back, so that's kind of cool, I guess. And on the other side of this jump, here we go, you're just going to find 1 humanity, which isn't much, but who's going to complain? It's free humanity. So going back to where I fought those 2 basilisks, turns out there was a tunnel right here that I could go through, but hey, at least it's give me the opportunity to go over some of the other items you can find in the area. And then once again, we're getting jumped by yet another giant rat. In this section, there seems to be a lot of, or quite a few giant rats, so just be wary of that. I think from here, I'm not sure if that's a giant rat, or what is that I'm shooting at, I can't actually tell. But either way, it's quite a good thing to do sometimes if you don't want to risk it, because you don't know if there's going to be a lot of enemies about or anything like that, or you just, want to keep a safe distance, then go in the old bow and arrow route of dealing with an enemy can be a good option sometimes. Sometimes IGN get it right, that's all I'm going to say. Yeah, once again, got more giant rats, and because we've got the dragon sword, it makes them a lot easier to deal with. And if I remember correctly, it's in a second, going up this way, I think we might encounter 1 more rat, and then we're going to get invaded. Or do we just get invaded as soon as we get to this section here? Okay, yeah, no, we just get invaded then. There's no more rats jumping at us currently. So we've got good old Kirk trying to ruin our day. As you see, I go to parry him. Absolutely fuck it up. He's going to keep swinging. I'm going to keep swinging. The old back and forth. Now, I think he can do a bit of damage with his shield. Well, as you'll see in a second, I picked the shield up and it says that you can actually use the shield to cause bleeding. So I'm assuming at some point he might have been able to use that as a weapon in the fight. I don't know if he ever does though, honestly. But yeah, so we're just going to go give a quick look to that shield, and yeah, there is. Sharp spikes cause heavy bleeding, can be used as a weapon, so yeah, it seems that it can in fact cause a bit of bleeding. No more rats in the box. See, I told you, I get very paranoid about the boxes in this game, because I just start swinging on all of them. Right, now we've made it up to the... well, not the main area, but one of the important areas. Now this bit, I had to re-record my voice lines for this bit, because I did it the first time, and I got to a point where it was like more faffing about, so I cut it out. And then I got to this bit, and I was complaining at first. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm fighting more slimes. Like I can just avoid them. Like you don't have to fight these slimes. But it turns out that, as you can see from that one, once I'm done smacking this one out, but yeah, you get the green titanite shard, which can be used a little later on. I think, if I remember correctly, it's for weapons that you've imbued with fire. So if you've got a fire weapon, you'll need green titanite shards to be able to make that stronger. Here we'll run into whoever this fella is. I don't know his name. Oh, he actually just said his name, so I skipped over it. So yeah, but yeah, this is a merchant. He'll give you a gesture. He'll sell you a few things. I think he sells unlimited gold pine resins. He'll sell you the bottomless box, which is good if you don't want your inventory to be cluttered. He'll sell these crystal weapons and a shield. Now, I can't remember correctly if it's you can't repair the weapons, or if it's just that once they break, you can't fix them. Also, we've got his armor set that he sells. I don't think this has any like special features or special effects. I don't know if that's something they really did in this game. I know in Dark Souls 2 they had some armor sets that would do certain things. That were like, oh, this one will... yeah, the more of this armor set you wear, the more souls you'll get, sort of thing. I know they also have this shield in this game, which is improves stamina recovery, I think it is. But anyway, I'm waffling a bit here. So, from here, you want to go up the stairs, and this is where the shortcut will be from the bonfire back down to this bit. Also, this is where you find the absolute unit of a rat. I get a smack on it, but it jumps away, and then I think, for the sake of this recording, I was like, you know what, people are probably going to want to find this. So, I'll, do a little section here to track it down. So I go back to the section where I fell down to the basilisks, and instead of going the way that would have taken me to those basilisks, I start just taking my time wandering about and clearing out the rat. Because I thought originally I'd have to drop down to get to it, but it turns out that it's just up here. Then once you get up here, you'll find the giant rat. You'll just, if you've got a good enough weapon, you can deal with it pretty quickly. Otherwise, you might have to swing on it for a little bit. But there is also the platform up there that has the item on, which you can drop onto that platform above, I believe. I don't know how you get there, though, so I do apologise for not including that in the video. And now that we're back in this area, we can get on with the most important part, which will be the boss fight of this area. Now, I believe when I get up here, before heading to the boss fight, I'm just having a look around to see if there's any items in the area, or at least on this top floor anyway. And having a look around, I don't think there's anything up here. No, it doesn't look like it, so we're going to head back down. Or, I say head back down, we're going to head down to the floor below. Now, if you've got a humanity on, or you're in human form, then you can get Knights of Lair to help you with the boss fight, which if you're a new player, then, or this is your first time playing through a Souls game, then I do recommend using summons, as they can lighten the load a little bit. Though, I'm not sure if they did it in Dark Souls 1, but I remember that, I'm pretty sure that with each summon you get, it will give the bosses like a little bit of extra HP. Also, I just realised that there was an item up there, just not on that top floor. And now we get to watch the cutscene. But seeing how, you know, if you've already got to this point or not, I'll just go ahead and say it anyway. The boss we'll be fighting in this section is none other than the Gaping Dragon. He's not too hard. As well, if you've got Solaire with you, you know, you can distract it for a bit so you can have a bit of a breather to step back and get any heals in, anything like that. Or apply any, like, pine resins or whatever they're called to your weapon if you need it. I'd say that the biggest problem with this boss can be the big fucking gaping ribcage thingy-mabob, because if I remember correctly, I think that can do some sort of grab attack. I could be wrong though. And also, yeah, if you hit the tail enough, you'll even get a weapon from it, which I think it still requires quite a bit of strength to use, so if you're planning on going for a strength build, it's not going to be that much of a problem. But it all depends on if you actually want to use that weapon in the end, or if you're going to try go for something that might require more or less strength, depending. I actually don't know what the scaling of that weapon is either, because I don't know if I ever stopped to have a look at the weapon after I've obtained it after this boss fight. But yeah, if you're using the dragon sword, or whatever it's called, the one you get from the dragon's tail, then once again you'll be doing quite a good bit of damage. So what is Solaire doing, man? He's just throwing lightning spears at nothing. It looked like he's trying to hit me with that thing. But anyway, yeah, so we're getting pretty close to dealing with it now. Luckily, he's not managed to land too many attacks, I don't think. Yeah, I'm still sat here with a nice, comfortable 9 Estus. So, Solaire's definitely doing a good job at keeping it distracted. He's also not really hitting anything either, so I guess being a distraction in this situation is the only thing he seems to be good for. And at this point, it just seems like the boss is just going to keep doing that jump attack at the moment. Oh, hang on. I think it might be going for that rib cage. Nope, never mind. I feel like it was building up for something. But that is the Gaping Dragon boss defeated. We got a nice little armor set, as well as the key for the next area, and some sunlight medals. And with all of that being sorted, I think it's about time to wrap up the video. So if it seems like I have kind of waffled on a bit with this video, then I do apologise. It's because this video is like probably a few years old at this point, admittedly. So I've forgotten a lot about what actually happened in this video and the stuff that I did. So next one I upload, I'll make sure I upload it at a better time, so I'm not going to forget everything that I've done in the video and have more of an idea of what to talk about instead of just waffling about random bits. But yeah, not quite sure when I'll get the next one out, as I've not recorded the next one at this moment in time, but I do hope to see you all in the next video.